it's a new season, it's a new week, it's a new day, and it's a new style of alpitcher Dream Guest. I'm so excited that you're here with us. And I say us. This season, I've got Soma.
Hi, everyone.
Simon.
Hello.
And they're just gonna be my little sidekicks. I don't really want to mess about with this kind of intro too much. I want to introduce our guest. Really excited.
Yeah.
I'm
super
excited.
Yeah.
I wear a skirt. I never wear skirts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the biggest kind of political comedians, and
yes.
Yeah. Let's not close our eyes right now. Politics is pretty major issue.
Yeah.
Right now.
Especially today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wakey.
Maybe tomorrow, imorgon.
Or yesterday. Depends on when you're
listening. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, the world is always changing and things are always happening.
Yeah.
And this is the guy that's got his finger on the pulse. And he's a friend of mine as well. So I'm so happy. I'm actually genuinely looking forward to seeing his little weird face. He's a spectacular human. He genuinely has an amazing heart. He won't mention this, but I do remember that he when they were on the writer's strike for his show, he went out and did gigs and helped the writers. He's that kind of guy, you know. And so interviewed the Dalai Lama, and now he's talking to us three. He's not interviewing us.
What happened?
Let's get him on.
Yeah.
Let's stop it all. And it's Alpitcher's Dream Guest. This episode, the new season, is Mr. John Oliver. There we go.
Yes!
That's the way we start it. I don't know if you've waited or... What do you mean a lot of leather? You're used to this kind of amount of leather, aren't you?
I mean, I don't think anyone is used to that amount of leather, Al. I don't think anyone outside of a 1970s porn mogul.
I saw you in Edinburgh with a leather jacket on, I think, doing like...
Never. You have never, ever seen me with a leather jacket on. Because I know deep down, I would love to be the kind of person who can carry off emotionally a leather jacket. I know I can't. I think I might have even tried one on once in a shop and seen like a leather jacket hanging up, thinking that I want to be that person, putting it on, and before even seeing a reflection, going, "This is not for me. This isn't a life."
Was it proper Matrix, like long leather?
That's right. I went full in at the deep end, long leather, high collar. If I'm going to do it, I'm doing it.
My wife has a memory of you doing Edinburgh with Zaltzman, talking on croissants. Does that make any sense to you? It does?
It does.
Is this a real thing?
She was like, I think I might have dreamt it. And I'm
she didn't. No, she didn't dream that.
No.
She didn't dream that. Did she dream it going well? Because in that case, she did dream it.
It was a horror show, wasn't it?
I can't remember why we were talking on croissant. It was probably we were probably trying to make some point about the single European currency, but you know, and he just likes to talk to pastries at the end of the day.
But that was, I mean, I've introduced a lot of who you are to Sweden through being a prop comic, you know, so the kind of thing, you know, your characters and stuff. So, John, how's life, mate? I haven't seen you for a long, long time. It's very nice to see you and hear you.
It's nice to see you too. Yeah, everything's fine here. I mean, there's an election in America in 2.5 weeks, and it might be that this country sets itself on fire. So until then, this is bonus time.
We weren't even going to talk about that.
No.
Like, we don't need your opinion, do we?
What election? What's going on?
Oh.
No, everything else here is fine, to be honest. Oh, when is this going out? What is the delay here? What can we guess between now and when this is actually recorded?
The election.
Yeah.
You can tell us who do you think will win the election, and we'll play it the day after.
Oh yeah. Well, as we all know, I died on election day. So, I'm really
so pre-recorded from beyond the grave.
Yeah,
if really you see coming. This,
Sweden, if you see this, I'm dead.
What? You're doing very well in the leather room. I'll be honest with you. I've never seen him gig so hard. Like, and he's just. I mean, he's getting no momentum. He's just putting the occasional gag out and doing very well.
Great stuff.
Truth is fun.
Are those chairs, and is that sofa? Is that comfortable? Is there much give in that? Because it looks like it's a firm cushion.
It's actually pretty comfortable. Yours is softer than ours, I think. Ours is pretty firm.
Okay.
It also doesn't look like the quietest form of upholstery. It looks like that might squeak if you move to the side.
There has been rumours of that. Yeah, very. But you're talking to the land of furniture, so we know our shit. You know.
Of course. I'm sorry, Sweden. I realised I came straight out of the gate with furniture conversations, and I can understand if as a nation go, this is bold.
Yeah.
This is bold.
Yeah.
If he's about to talk about fish now, this guy is over his skis, which is another thing we do well, by the way.
I mean, if you weren't dead before, then.
Yeah.
Sweden, you're not big on killing people, though, are you? It's more just ignoring them to death.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
Yes.
That's the Swedish way, I'd say. Yeah.
Emotionally cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of form friendships after many years of boredom, really.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even know my surname, and we've known each other for 15 years.
Exactly. We're not at that level yet.
I think maybe that's why Britain and Sweden get on so well, because that is a level of emotional caution that I really respect.
Yeah. What about?
Let's not get into surnames until there's 2 or 3 decades worth of history.
What about America's? I mean, I enjoy the happiness of Americans. The actual, hey, you have a nice day and mean it. It's nice.
Yeah, it's been It's the overall positivity here was one of the most jarring things from first moving here. Just people. Yeah, someone saying to you, have a nice day, or that was great, and there not being any ulterior motive. You just can't quite internalise compliments when they're sincere. That's the thing.
Yeah.
What's your game?
Yeah. What are you up to?
Yeah. Why? What do you know? What? Have a good day in what way?
Are you the guy talking about furniture? Yeah, is it you? You've got connection with Sweden as well. You came here for my wedding, in fact.
Yes, absolutely.
People can't believe that. That's one of my party stories. That.
Yeah, we got a karaoke cab, didn't we, to your wedding?
Oh wow!
Yes.
Me, Kits, and Zoltzman. We got into a cab, and the guy said, "Do you want the karaoke on?" And we said, "Excuse me, what now?" Also, has anyone ever said, "No, I'm good"? No. Yeah, we sang karaoke all the way to your wedding, and then played football.
That's right. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. And then on the way home, I think you called a cab again and got the karaoke guy again. He, and literally, like Russell Howard was there, and he said he's never. Like the locals will go, we've never seen that karaoke car. It's never been in the area. So I don't know what happened, but it was very much a one-off, and you got it there and back.
That is a chilling thought, isn't it? That there was just some serial killer picking people up at the airport.
That wasn't the cab. The cab came later. Yeah.
Like DJ, like he just DJ'd you to death.
Yeah.
Disco ball.
Yes, disco ball. Not disco. Actually, there might have been a small disco ball. Certainly, a lot of disco lights. So he made it very dark inside the car. I'm not making this sound less like a serial killer.
No.
And then we sang pretty loud all the way, and then he said goodbye, guys. And I think we hadn't really didn't have time to think about what had just happened. I think money changed hands, but I couldn't guarantee that.
I think he drove off and you'd left your leather jacket in the car.
Oh, nice.
You know?
Nice. Let's
There we
go.
go. That's what I do.
It's not even a callback, it's weaving. It's comedic weaving. Isn't it? It's artisan weaving.
Yeah.
What's your... You had a fun time in Sweden. Have you been since? That would be awful if you said I was in Stockholm the other week. But
Yeah, I'm there every month. No, I don't think I've been. I don't think I've been since. I think I saw it at your wedding and thought, got it. Yeah. I understand. What was? Yeah,
it's of its own place here as well. I think the people they've got that reputation of being a bit kind of standoffish. But I mean, you saw.
Oh, we loved it.
Yeah.
We had a fantastic time. You and the Swedes going at it hard. It seemed like you fit. It was like meeting that entire extra side of your life. The time. It was realizing you had a whole extra dimension. It was almost like there was a door in a flat, in someone's flat, and you open it up and there's another house in there. You think, what's this? What's
Sweden.
This? Just full of Swedes. Yeah.
What's America's opinion on Swedes? They don't care, do they?
I think it would probably be pretty limited. I don't think they would. I think they would have beyond the kind of British stereotypes of Sweden. I think it's probably ABBA related.
Yeah.
ABBA, IKEA.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure they get to the tiny meatballs. No. I think it's really pack and play furniture and ABBA. I'm not sure they're getting much more out of that. I'm not sure they'd even give Sweden credit for Robin. I don't think they even understand the Robin Swedish.
No.
Oh, yes. That I've totally forgot she was Swedish. So thank you for that, John.
You forgot she was Swedish.
What a song that is, though, eh?
What a song. What an absolute banger.
You know what? Which one are you talking about?
Which one?
Robin.
Yeah, but which song?
Dancing by myself.
Oh, yeah. Well, she has tons of hits. Yeah. Well,
Dancing on my own, not by myself. Not by myself.
Well, we have the Swedish version.
80s power ballad.
In a karaoke.
I'm dancing by myself. No, that's not.
Here's the thing. Great song, but I could have done with half of it. Is that fair to say? Like 2 minutes, brilliant. You've blown me away. 4.5. Can you stop it?
It's meditative.
I was waiting for your first hot take, Al, and that is piping hot. I wish one of the most seminal pop songs of the last decade was shorter. Really? Could it be shorter? I loved it, but could it be shorter? I love this meal, but could there be half of it?
Yes.
And it's not even on my notes. So American life is great. I remember a moment when I came over to see you in New York, and we actually went to a Ukrainian restaurant. Do you remember this?
Yes, Veselka.
Yeah, and my wife and I were there, and you were still doing the croissant stuff, and I said, it's Ukrainian, mate. And then you...
I just did it with a couple of pierogies. I just worked with what I had.
And then people were coming up to you, and I was going, is it going all right? And people were like just offering you themselves and stuff like that. And I think you were taking money, but I don't know. But you seem to be grabbing fame, and now fame, like, is it a bit crazy for you? It has
never made sense to me. I remember the first time my mum came over and someone recognised me in the street, and I turned around and mum was gone, and she was talking to the person saying, it's not all his work on that show. There's a lot of other people. You don't need to get into an argument. All they said was, I like the show. That's all they said. This doesn't need to be a discussion about how I'm overpraised. We don't need to talk about that with a stranger.
What is the process on the show? Is it because we see it here? I mean, is it you're turning it over weekly with like a massive writing team, or?
No, it's not actually. Even though the show's on weekly, we're not really turning it over weekly. Those main stories take 6 weeks.
Okay,
we're kind of working on 6 stories at any one time.
Yeah.
So the one that we're doing this week, we're 5 weeks deep in on, and so that's how we do it, because otherwise it would take too long to fact check everything, and you'd wipe away all the jokes that you'd built on sand.
Yeah.
Do you ever think, I can't be arsed with this. It's a bit heavy. Can I do some knob gags? Can I do my blue material like I used to do? Remember when your name, the first time I saw you were called Blue Barry, and you came on and just did filth.
It was Mark Olver. You weren't there for that, were you? Mark Olver, he paid me and Andy to each do a blue set. We each had to do 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think I got about 45 seconds into mine and bailed. I just couldn't handle it anymore. And Andy went real blue.
Yeah. I mean, he did 7.
He picked up my time.
I mean, the stuff he did with that croissant, another callback.
Yes, weaving.
Yeah, we as Swedes, I feel Swedish. Is that okay? Thank you.
You're Swedish.
But looking at America now, it's a maddening thing to see, like what is kind of going on. It really is, and it's a bit like it looks so obvious what should happen, but we're kind of on the verge of we don't really know. What's your hot take?
I mean, it's not a million miles away from that, to be honest. It does seem clear what the logical choice would be.
Yeah.
But this, instead of it being obvious, it's going to be incredibly close. Yeah. Do you say we when it comes to Sweden now?
Yeah. I mean, I really, I don't know why, but like sporting wise, I've always chosen, like if Sweden play England, I always choose Sweden. You know, like when I was in New Zealand, despite being born in England, I'd always choose New Zealand to beat England. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I say we when it comes to America.
Oh, you
now.
do?
I say double we. I say we for England and we for America now. But if it came down to the World Cup, I would root for England. I wouldn't be able to root for America over England at football.
I had a question to John. Maybe...
What?
Nice
what's
answer.
What's going on? No, but we're talking about this, like how vast and how deep the we goes.
Yeah.
Can you vote?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first, in fact, I got my citizenship at the end of 2019.
Okay.
And obviously, it was about to become a spicy time because America shut down, and I was really worried about my immigration status right up until I got my citizenship, and I thought it wasn't going to feel real until my passport worked, and I didn't get to leave the country. So the first time it really felt like my citizenship was real was the following November when I voted, and you put the ballot into the machine. It says your vote's been counted, and that was the moment I thought, oh shit, all my immigration concerns are over now. Yeah. That was when it went real. So yes, I will be voting this time.
Wow.
And you know what? I think let's give him another try.
Why not?
You know what? What's the worst that could happen? So yes, I can vote here now. So yeah, I definitely feel like I've got more skin in the game.
Oh, cool.
What's the because you live in New York, and that's very, democratic, I suppose, isn't it? Very. Yeah. So the feeling would be a lot of people like you are walking around going, oh, what's going on? What's going on?
Well, that's the crazy thing in America, and just because of the way that their democracy is set up, most of the areas of the country, your vote doesn't mean that much in a presidential election. It's really if you're in one of 6 or 7 swing states. Yeah. Right now, that would be North Carolina, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona, and one more. If you live in one of those states, you have a massive amount of power on who the next president is. Wow. And if you don't live in one of those states, you have very little power. That's the sad truth. Now, you can affect things massively further down the ballot. So obviously you can and must vote. But in terms of who gets to choose the president, it's not going to be New York State, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you feeling about being like American now? And are you feeling about like you'll stay there for a long time, or?
I think so. I mean, my kids are American.
Yeah, that must be weird. My kids are Swedish. My kids, yeah.
Yeah. And so they sound Swedish too. Like it hadn't even occurred to me that they wouldn't sound like me until like my youngest one now sounds like an almost offensive pastiche of an American. and the other day we started watching the Junior Bake Off, the British kids. Yeah. And my eldest son came in the morning and went, I've got an impression for you. I went, okay, what's this going to be? Is it going to be Kylo Ren? What are we talking about? Is it going to be Star Wars? What are we doing, Bluey? What are we doing? And he went, here it is. And he cleared his throat and went, oh, my cake hasn't turned out right. I can't bake very well. My icing's disappointing. He basically did an impression of a British child with no confidence failing at baking. And you realise, that's...
And you must be like, yes.
Yeah, you got it. You got it, kid.
There is something in there.
Exactly.
Hang on.
All of that American positivity, you get that seed of British doubt, and that can actually be a dominant gene.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he was like, can you stop wearing your leather trousers, Dad? Do you play football over there, John?
I used to. I don't have time anymore. They used to be like... When I was at the Daily Show, we used to play just outside the office, and then for a while there was a pickup game I used to play in, but I haven't played for a long, long time. I was back in Edinburgh this year. I played for the first time.
Yeah,
I was in Edinburgh for a couple of days, and so I played on the Meadows this year.
Not the same, though, is it?
Not the same. Well, it's not the same as having an absolute thunderous number 9 alpitcher. Won it back to goal.
Thunderous number 9.
One of my
old-fashioned number 9. That's what I describe you as. Old-fashioned number 9 before the game changed.
Mark
the game moved on and left you behind.
Yeah, I was not chasing that goalkeeper down. He's not passing out from the back. If he can if he wants. I'm not going anywhere near it.
I think you're in the mould of like a Dean Windass.
Oh yes,
back in the day, and honestly, before you stopped drinking, probably there was a bit of Darwin Núñez in you as well.
Thank you. Now, yeah, you've leveled that up. One of my happy memories, I really hope you were there, was we were playing 5-a-side in Crystal Palace in London and went to a penalty shootout. And then some builders came out to watch and they go, go on, lads, go on, have a go. And then Steve Williams and Dominic Frisby took their clothes off and had a naked penalty shootout. And the builders are like, all right, lads. And they just walked off. And the joy, and also a player got hit in the balls, like the joy of playing those games. And he had to crawl off on all fours. It was just.
Oh, that's fantastic.
How old are you? Like 16 or?
No. This is.
Oh, no, like 35. Well, that I think is the best. Like, either you should play professional football, right, or you should play football in a way that your throat is sore from laughing at the end of each game.
Oh, yes.
It feels like you can't. Whenever you see really frustrated, miserable people playing football, you think why do it?
Yes,
you should be laughing. Yeah. This should be fun.
It's time for Al's advice. Alpitcher answers a question from the audience, along with AI Pitcher, our virtual stand-in who thinks they're Al.
Well, we've got one more little item for you, I think.
Oh, yeah,
well, so what we do now is we've got Al's advice compared to AI's advice. You see what we've done there? I mean, don't take the idea. You've got your own features.
Yeah.
But we've got a thing here, and we're going to ask.
We've got questions from the audience here for Al.
Yes. There we go.
There's so much exposition on the way into this segment, Al.
I know.
There's so much I need to understand.
Here's what you need to understand. We've made AI, the unnameable service, think that it's alpitcher.
I mean, don't take the piss out of it, mate. Just go with it.
Yeah, I think I'll do a voiceover over this whole section later in the edits.
So this is a real audience question.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Hello, Al. I've watched your show a couple of times, and sometimes my friends send me your funny reels. I don't want to be mean, but I don't find your stuff that funny. Explain to me what's so funny about you. This is very mean now. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure you're an all right guy. This is Fredrik from Östersund, wondering, how is alpitcher funny? And explain to me, please.
Well, that's That's really helped everyone, isn't it?
Do you get a lot of that?
Was it J. Oliver, New York State? Was it
honestly, for me, it's just Friedrich from Östersund emails me every week to say you're a piece of shit. He keeps saying he's seen my show on Reels. He's very, very clear that Reels is the mechanism through which he watches my show.
These two, such a Swedish feature to pop the balloon of hope here and just go, right, this guy thinks you're shit. Should we get one of your mates who's a massive comedian to just have a laugh?
I love it so much. In America, it will be question for the audience. It will be, hey, Al, huge fan. Gotta say, huge fan. Yeah. What's coming up here in the future? In Sweden, you're right. Friedrich from Östersund says he's not really feeling it. He says he's sure you're a nice guy, but honestly, I can feel doubt in that even. I think he's just projecting.
So do you guys have any words for Fredrik?
Fuck Fredrik!
John is dying.
Fuck Fredrik and whatever he's on. Do you get much hate, John?
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah, absolutely. But
you're not on social media though, are you?
No, because I don't want any kind of channels for the Friedrich of Östersunds of the world to hurt me the way that I just witnessed you get hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
You slid down that leather chair.
I'm gone, mate.
You just hear squeak, squeak, squeak. So this is AI Pitcher.
AI Pitcher's going to answer this.
Okay, let's see what he says.
Hey, Fredrik from Östersund. Well, first off, thanks for watching my stuff, even if you're not rolling in the aisles. Comedy's like Surströmming, mate. You know, that rotten fish? Not for everyone, but those who get it really get it.
Oh,
yeah. What's funny about me? Well, I guess it's a mix of British awkwardness, Swedish awkwardness, and the fact that I'm still trying to figure out how to pronounce Östersund without sounding like a tourist. But hey, not everyone has to find me funny. Some people prefer knock-knock jokes, and that's okay too. Thanks for the honesty, Fredrik. Maybe I'll win you over next time, or at least get a polite Swedish chuckle.
You see, what's terrifying to me there is that the AI version of you is much more reasonable. You just took I thought AI was further back than that. I think I prefer the AI version of you.
AI was kind and wise.
Yeah. Fuck Fredrik. So when we talk to you soon, when we talk to you next, because you'll obviously get your people to get in touch with our people and
totally, yeah.
This is there'll be, who do you think will be president?
I have no idea. It is going to be so close, and also it's going to be so close. It might be days until we find out the answer.
And he will complain.
He will complain, yes. He will complain if he's lost, and he will complain if he's won by an insufficient amount. He will complain. The sun will rise, the sun will set, and he will complain about the result of the election.
Beautiful words.
So wise.
Yeah,
he will trust the process behind this election as much as Fredrik from Östersund trusts your ability to deliver a joke.
Well, there we go. We'd sort of moved on from that section, but thank you. So thank you.
Is that what they call a callback?
That's
a callback.
Absolutely a callback. That's a little bit of American weave in there.
Mate, it's been a joy. Thank you so much for joining us, mate, because I miss you as well. I miss those naive days, and now we've all got a bit of responsibility and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We weren't crushed by the weight of the world then, Al. We were just crushed by the weight of our own bizarre expectations of each other.
Yeah. And we'd go up to these Edinburgh festivals, and we didn't really belong, and would lose money, but we still laughed,
I loved it so much. It was the best. Yeah, going back, it was the first time I've been in Edinburgh for over a decade, and I just couldn't. I can't wait to get back there. It's the great place in the world.
Wow. Yeah.
Now I want to go to Edinburgh and have some croissants.
Have a brilliant time. Thank you so much, mate. You've given us loads of time, and fuck Fredrik, and we'll see you. I've taken it well. We'll see you. We'll see you again.
See you on the other side. Thank you, John.
See ya. Fuck you, Frederick. Bye.
Cheers, John.
That was amazing.
Yes. No, you're right. It was. He's contagious with his attitude. Yeah, and he makes you feel. He does make you feel nice. I think those, like the big political kind of commentators of satire like that, I think they have that funny side because, I mean, the amount of shit that guy must get, you know, he really, it must be pretty spectacular. So,
we're really lucky to have him.
He doesn't do
this time.
It's pretty cool. It was amazing to chat with him, and we didn't want it to get too political, and it's also weird talking to your mates. You know, I don't want to talk too much politics, but it's very unlike a Swedish kind of dinner table. They say never bring up politics at the table. Do you find that a correct thing, or are you?
Yeah, I think that's correct. Usually it feels like it goes more bad than good.
Yeah.
Like it's so dodgy. Like
I think it also depends like what type of like kind of culture or family culture you come from. Because I feel like if you come from a place where there is a lot of discussion in politics. I think around like our dinner tables, we talk about stuff like this. But because there is so much talk, interestingly, there's so much more distance to it. Because we've seen kind of the waves of come and go. There is no sense of taboo around anything. But if you don't talk about it, then it feels anything that you say or any opinion that you present is like, they're going to hold on to it. And what if I change my opinion? So I think it depends,
Yeah, and also, you know, we can all be guilty of massive stereotypes of judging people like, we put them in a box. My problem with the politics and everything is like, I want to say my thing, but then I don't want to be questioned on it.
I think that's very Swedish. Like that's how I feel as well. Like I could say my piece.
Like,
yeah, it is probably, but I could also like say my piece and then that's fine.
Like you don't want anybody to touch and kind
because
of challenge it.
Because I'm not really good at arguing.
No, I'm bloody awful.
No, but and I just forget what you know.
I end up. That's why I'm a observational, trying to be happy, make people happy comedian, because
I get it now, because it's a monologue you can say and nobody can question you.
No, but it's like I don't want to be on stage and then say something, and then imagine if someone like heckled me on stage and I'd be like, I've said my bit, you know, like that, you know. That's why you won't get anything from that from me, but you will get a lot of funny stuff. So why not go onto my website and buy tickets for Ted for Skratt? Just a nice.
What a transition!
Nice. Organic.
But it was interesting hearing John talk about that moment when he felt American going into. Because I've had the vote. Yeah. You've had the vote. It is a weird thing with that little bloody green curtain, and you go in behind and.
But it didn't sound like it sounded like they had some more technical kind of thing that he saw is like your vote has been registered.
Yes.
That's not what happens in Sweden. You go like somebody's stand here. Okay, give me your ID. You never know what to do.
He did some wholly digitalized version of it because it was during the pandemic.
Yeah, that's true.
Last time.
Well done.
I do actually listen to our guests.
Oh, very nice.
I was going to try and put some Sherlock Holmes, like Sherlock Holmes, but it came out wrong.
That's a film nobody would want to watch.
But what do you feel when you're behind the green curtain? Does it feel
behind the green curtain? It feels like I shouldn't be there, and it feels like the responsibility. You actually feel a bit like he was talking about the swing states, and maybe his vote won't count, like doesn't play such a massive part. That's how I feel a little bit, like my little teeny weeny I was going to say penis, but I said teeny weeny vote. That won't.
That took a turn.
That won't help. But in fact, if you don't vote, you can't really have a say.
Yeah.
But I vote, and I don't really want to say anything about politics. So
But
I'm not even sitting on the fence. You know.
But do you get the same feeling like because you get the feeling that you could enter any party nobody would know? It's kind of this. It's like when you're on a bridge, and you feel like I could jump off here.
Does it get kind of the devil's advocate out of you, Al? Because I can kind of see the little horns coming out, but honestly, no, because I know you well enough. You have a good heart. You will kind of back off like the last minute. You would never.
This has turned bad. I can see the horns on you, you devil.
No, you do have a great heart.
But like, no, I.
No.
But isn't it like the internet? You could just Google anything, but because we're respectable and a bit,
you don't.
I just put it on incognito mode.
Private servant.
Yeah, I think it does.
There's a level of citizen pride, though, for me at least. Like when you're in there. For me, I can for a second kind of connect with the trouble and the effort that people before me went through so I could get to vote. And that is something that kind of has risen within me during these recent years. And I don't say this lightly. And I think that feeling is universal for everyone, like you can tap into it, but there might be part of it also because of my background. I know how it feels like not to have that right. So I feel it almost a bit exponentially, like, my goodness, like the voice actually counts. Even if it's like hypothetical or dream and it doesn't work, but I still got one.
Yeah.
Just like everyone else.
That's what it's all about.
That's about growing up in this world, in which we all do. No, thanks for your input, but I actually think you're 100% right. Maybe it's a fear thing, you know. It's also a fear thing to.
That I shouldn't have this much control. That's what I've meant with the connection with the bridge. When you're on the bridge, you feel like I could jump off and end my life now. Don't you ever but I mean that's just the feeling of having too much control over.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You need to look at the statistics on this.
This is a common
on
thing.
This
Everybody
podcast.
thinks.
When did people jump off listening?
Oh wow!
Right, take care.
Okay, Dalai Lama, wrap it up for us.
Take care, everybody. What will be.
Yeah.
Let's hope
it will be.
Sanity prevails.
Yes.
And we will see you next week for another exciting, incredible episode of Alpitcher Dream Guest. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Get your tickets to Al's new tour at alpitcher.com. This podcast was produced by Soulside Studios in Stockholm.